Okay, Lisa, can you hear me?
Yep.
On the
It
stream?
looks like something's happening. Yes.
Uh-oh.
I
Okay.
can see. I can see the visual.
Okay. Can you hear the visual? Then hear us. On the mic?
Can you hear the visual? Yes, I can.
Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, go ahead. All right. Uhuru, everyone. My name is Akile Anai, and I am proud to stand before you in support of the African People's Education and Defense Fund. Today, attorneys for the nonprofit African People's Education and Defense Fund have delivered oral arguments asking the United States 11th District Court of Appeals to reinstate a lawsuit charging the Pinellas County Commission with violating the Black community's constitutional rights, specifically our First Amendment rights to freedom of speech and association and our 14th Amendment rights to protection from racial discrimination. In 2022, Black Power 96.3 FM radio, a project of the African People's Education and Defense Fund, applied for federal money from the American Rescue Plan Act that was being administered by the local county government. The ARPA money was supposed to assist groups and projects that had been negatively impacted by the COVID pandemic. The station asked for $37,000 to make equipment purchases that had been canceled after revenue was lost during and after COVID. Black Power 96's application was ranked fourth highest of 55 applicants. In November of 2022, Pinellas County Commission voted to approve the application. In January of 2023, APEDF received a contract for the grant, signed it, and returned it. In February of 2023, a newly arrived Pinellas County Commissioner, Chris Latvala, challenged Black Power 96's grant award in a public commission meeting where he expressed his opposition to the station's association with the Uhuru Black Freedom Movement and its efforts to achieve self-determination for the Black community. Commissioner Latvala slandered the African People's Education and Defense Fund by falsely claiming that this 501c3 nonprofit illegally ran candidates for office, which it did not. Latvala falsely charged the APDF with anti-Semitism and that the nonprofit was under FBI investigation. Both untrue. He said that the county should never provide funding to the African People's Education and Defense Fund. 5 days later, the county voted to revoke Black Power 96's $37,000 grant. Then in April of 2023, the APDF's second ARPA grant application won for $67,000 for a whole building backup generator to keep the radio station on air and protect the community food storage facilities at the Uhuru House during Florida's frequent power outages, was ranked fourth, this time of 79 applicants, and recommended by an independent review board to be funded. The county singled out the APDF's application as the only one of the review board's recommendations to be denied, admitting in private text messages uncovered in discovery that they wanted to preempt charges of unconstitutional discrimination. Commissioner Latvala said the county commission concocted a string of excuses to go against the independent reviewers' recommendations. They said political parties can't receive grants. The APDF is not a political party. Radio is not a good use of funds when we have other priorities. After round one, the commission directed the reviewers to give priority to food providers, but the APDF's round two application also addressed food needs in the Black community. We should fund people, not things, but the ARPA grants were specifically given for capital projects with direct staff or client payments prohibited. The APDF didn't document a COVID-related economic impact or need, yet the independent reviewers had praised Black Power 96's application for its clear demonstration of COVID impact and need. The benefit of the backup generator might go beyond the sole benefit of the 501c3 nonprofit. Yes, it would benefit the whole community. And they didn't apply that criteria to facilities like the YMCA. They got millions in ARPA money for facility construction and upgrades that will benefit any of the groups or individuals that rent space at the Y. Although the ARPA grant guidelines specifically require that nonprofit groups serving Black and other underserved communities, the Pinellas County Commission gave the funds to groups serving predominantly white areas of the county. So on October 10th, 2023, the African People's Education and Defense Fund filed suit in federal court demanding restoration of all funding and charging Pinellas County with violating nonprofits' First Amendment rights to freedom of speech and freedom of association, as well as with racial discrimination and denial of due process. The county is spending vast sums of money on a high-powered private law firm to defend their unconstitutional acts. They filed a motion to dismiss with lies about the Uhuru movement so egregious they were forced to strike and withdraw. But a year later, Judge Barber sided with the county and dismissed the station's case. This spring, the African People's Education and Defense Fund filed an appeal with the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals and today presented oral arguments seeking reinstatement of the lawsuit. The APDF's mission is to defend the human and civil rights of the Black community and end the disparities faced by African people in health, healthcare, education, and economic development. The APDF has served the Black community of South St. Petersburg and Pinellas County for 28 years, offering programs including a fitness gym, free HIV testing, free health fairs, an events venue.
And it was a very extensive and the longest argument of the day. Argument of any of the cases they've heard this week, because this court realizes how important this case is, how critical the fundamental rights of human beings are, and how it's just obvious from this record that Pinellas County, even though they made every effort to try to dissuade or distract or manipulate the record to make it look like they're not acting from a racially discriminatory animus, they weren't buying it. It doesn't pass the smell test. I think this court is going to find that that's exactly what we proved below. And we're very confident that we're going to get a good decision. And we certainly, again, appreciate the privilege of representing this incredibly excellent organization. And the work they do for this community is unparalleled. So we're grateful to have this opportunity. And I will let Rachel speak her mind.
No, I agree. The judges seem to take this case very, very seriously, as they should. I think that this is going to make new precedent. There's a lot of decisions that are novel that they're going to have to make based off of this case. And Luke did an amazing job at his oral argument, and I'm very pleased with the outcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good.
Thank you so much, Luke. Thank you, Rachel. Again, our brilliant attorneys with APEDF. And now we'll turn it over to Jamie Simpson with the Uhuru Solidarity Movement.
Uhuru, thank you, Director Akile, and I really just want to salute you and your leadership and salute Station Manager Eddie Maltzby. And these, amazing lawyers that did such a fantastic job in the courtroom today. My name is Jamie Simpson. As Director Akile said, I have the honor of leading the southern region of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, which is the movement of white reparations to African people, founded by and working under the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party. And we are here today representing coming from places like Gainesville, St. Pete, Tampa, and right here in Jacksonville to stand with the African People's Education and Defense Fund and to say that African people have the right to free speech. African people have the right to voice their opinion, and that Black Power 96 is an institution that serves the African community, the Black community of South St. Petersburg, like no other institution. And, it creates this base where people can come and get training to be radio show hosts, where local artists can put out their music, where crucial community announcements are made, and it deserves to stay on the air. And these public funds that were denied on a political basis, these are funds that are deserved by and owed to the African community. This is not some kind of handout. This is African people's own money. These funds come about because of the suffering and the need that this system creates in the African community. And if we in the white community want to support Black Power 96, I just want to encourage people to take a stand of reparations and go to blackpower96.org, contribute to this radio station, help to offset this denial of funds, this revoking of funds that Pinellas County Commission did, and contribute to the legal fund as well, blackpower96.org. It's our responsibility as white people to stand up and say that African people have a right to voice their opinion, and that the colonizer should not have the power to silence the voice of the African working class. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you to our attorneys. Thank you to Station Manager Eddie Maltzby. And thank you to all of you who came out from the different places that Jamie just mentioned to be here standing with us in Jacksonville, Florida today at the oral arguments. And we will keep you updated with what's happening with this case. You can go to the Burning Spear TV on YouTube and visit blackpower96.org to follow the details of this case and support this case in this institution. Thank you all so much. And like this little one's here, her voice will not be silenced. Her future will not be robbed from her, and we will ensure that. So, Uhuru, thank you all so much. Uhuru.